Well, hello, y'all. This is Amber Town Geehan, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, calling you from the greater Kansas City area. And can you even believe it? We are just days over finishing the last month of our Mary Kay year. And yes, some of you guys might be sitting there going, what happened to this year? Some of you guys might be celebrating and having the most phenomenal year. But look at the last 35 days and decide, how will I finish? How will I finish? Because the thing I understand in my life and in general is the impact of finishing is way better than the excitement of starting. So let me say that again. The impact of finishing is way better than just the excitement of starting. It's easy to start something. It's easy to start a plan, to start a goal, to start at the gym, to start a weight loss program, to start doing your 21-day, calling cycle, to start a daily goal. It's easy to start. But the impact of finishing is what really, really makes the difference in lives. So how can you create a finishing attitude? Well, I'm going to read to you something out of Fortune magazine. It is a daughter talking to a dad, and she says, Dad, there's a poster at school you wouldn't like. And he says, that's my oldest daughter told me at the dinner table. Why, I asked, what does it say? It says, it's not the finishing line that matters. It's having the courage to start, she said with a smile. She was right. I didn't like the poster. Not because I don't like the motivational statements. I do. I need some motivation every now and then too. I just don't like statements that aren't true. Take that one, for instance. Can you imagine telling a marathon runner who is struggling in the middle of his race that the finish line didn't matter? Or a surgeon in the middle of an operation? Or an author in the middle of writing a book? Of course, the finish line matters. I learned that firsthand when I commissioned a research study in what it really takes to finish. Over a 6-month period, the researchers studied nearly 900 people as they worked on goals. What we learned was surprising, and it ended up being the basis of his new book, Finish and Give Yourself the Gift of Done. Although it's surprising at times, the first road to completion is not complicated. Here are 3 ways to finish your goals. Now, remember the quote I started with. The impact of finishing is more exciting than the impact of finishing is better than the excitement of starting. So set smaller goals is number 1. We tend to think we need to have a huge goal. Go big or go home, right? Aim for the moon, and even if you fail, you'll land amongst the stars. That sounds nice, but it doesn't work in real life. If your goal is to lose 10 pounds and you only lose 8, you aren't excited. You failed by 2. And in the moment, most people give up. Recognizing that, we asked the participants in our study to cut their goal in half. The theory was that if you only tried to lose 5 pounds and you lose 8, you would have won by 3. Now, you'd feel successful and keep working on your goal. The crazy thing is that nothing has changed. You lost the same 8 pounds, but your perspective was different. What happened when we did this? The people with smaller goals were 63% more successful. Go big might be a good slogan for the gym wall, but if you really want to win, you need to go small. And so with that, I always think, what are you breaking your goals down into your daily activity, and so that you can attack those small things every single day that you've heard me say so many times that are so easy to do, but they're so easy not to do, our daily activity. So number 2, choose what to bomb. This I think is my favorite one. You can't do it all. You can't even do most of it, but when we start a new goal, we tend to forget that means we have to quit something else. Let me say that again. We tend to forget that means you need to quit something else. Instead, we just add and add and add to our day until we are overwhelmed at our time and out of time. Instead, at the start of a goal, choose a handful of things you'll bomb during your goal. For example, when I had toddlers, my yard was a mess. Why? Because I had toddlers. The yard could have been on fire, and I wouldn't have cared. I was just trying to survive the swirl that was going on with little kids. There would be time later to mow and mulch. If you have a big project, put something else on a chopping block for the time being. Yes. So look at your most productive thing and think, if you only got one thing accomplished today on your 6 list, only one thing, what is the most singular focus that you could possibly get done today to move you closer to your goal? That is what you start first. As I shared last Tuesday, your WHOOP. What is, and it was WHOOP. I know that maybe that came across wrong, but it is WOOP. WHOOP. WOOP. So W was, what is the absolute focus of your day? What is your win? The one thing that you will go after and accomplish, the win of your day. O is, the first O is, how will you feel? Outcome. What will the outcome of your feelings be? Projecting and seeing yourself in a finished state is, how will you feel? Your outcome. The second O is, what obstacles do you foresee having to overcome? What obstacles do you foresee having to overcome? And the P is, what is your plan to overcome them before they happen? So it's choosing what is the one most important thing to focus on of your day and go after that first. All right, number 3, have fun. We tend to take our goals very seriously. We also tend to think we have to, they have to be difficult or boring to count. Why do you think so many people who hate running choose running as their mode of exercise? Why couldn't they go dancing or on a walk with a friend or play ping pong? We assume that a goal can't be fun or full of joy. We decided to test the theory, though. We wanted to know if fun had a ROI, return on investment. It turns out it does. People who make their goals fun were 46% more successful. The key, of course, is that they have to be deliberate about making it fun. There are a lot of goals that are not inherently fun. You have to be intentional if it's going to work. I can't do much about the poster at my daughter's school. I was happy, though, that she saw the foolishness in believing the finish line doesn't matter. It does matter. It matters most. Why? Because starting is easy, but the future belongs to the finishers. And like I said, the impact of finishing is far greater than the excitement of just starting. You know, it's much like the story of the macaronis. Is water and macaroni are both great. And when you put them together and you put the macaroni in the water, you would think, oh, it should work. No, you have got to turn that heat up of that water and get it boiling. The macaroni will not come to full potential until it is heated under a boil for an extensive amount of time. So if you feel the heat today, just understand your potential is about ready to flourish. Your potential is about ready to give in. So understand it's time to push and push through. You know, when I was thinking about the impact of finishing is better than the excitement of starting, is you can't really tell a woman in labor that the finish line doesn't matter, to not push, that having this child is not going to be that big of a deal. Like, you don't need to finish this. You know, it's not that, you know, just think about it, ladies. Think about it, because finishing is the key. So what will you finish by June 30th? Decide. If you're not going after a giant goal, finish something. Decide today, what will you finish in the next 35 days? Because it matters. Why does it matter? Because your family matters. Your life matters. Your freedom matters. Your financial success matters. Being debt-free matters. Giving to organization matters. It matters. And this isn't a test run. I think today it is the biggest reminder every single day that you do not know the days you have on this earth left. But the one thing you do know is today matters, and understanding that you can be phenomenal and amazing in planning your strategy, but there is so much seduction in strategy. The impact comes in the execution of your strategy, in action every single day. If you want to make a difference, get into action and stop planning on being in action. Get into action and make a difference, ladies, because it matters. We cannot capture yesterday. And if we keep pretending that we're going to do this when we really get good or when we have more confidence, ladies, the confidence will come in the action. In the action. So today, choose, what will you finish by June 30th? What will you push to and through so that you can have a win by June 30th and be celebrating yourself as you push into a July and a brand new year with crazy, amazing momentum. All right. Well, this is Amber Town Geehan. Your terrific Tuesday, $1 Million Messenger signing off. Have an amazing Tuesday.